All right, I'm seeing you got my map up.
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to go through this real quick because we wrote this a long time ago and never presented it. And it's what did Queens and the Beatles do right? And then after that, I want to talk just a little bit about what I talked to Rob about last night. So what did they do right? They wrote many songs. Is that right, Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
Well, these groups who wrote many, many songs, if a single didn't become popular, then one certainly would because they kept going and going and going. I mean, it was endless. They didn't stop writing.
Yeah,
And
I
they
think
used
the Beatles,
music. Yeah.
I think the Beatles were doing 2 albums a year at the height of their success, which is quite
Yeah,
unusual.
there's a lot. They use music as their outlet for themselves and for other people. So I would say that they didn't just write music, they wrote music. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between writing something or writing something that is expressive to the point that you're expressing yourself and you're expressing other people.
Well, like they say, I guess
So
they were revolutionized, right? The way they wrote, composed, and performed,
yeah, no, I mean
recorded.
like
I mean, they changed the way a lot of us, well, not us at the time because we weren't living it then, but now, obviously, even now, the way we think about the world, you know? There was a quote
well,
by John Lennon that falls kind of into today that I was reading. It says, when it gets down to having to use violence, then you are playing the system's game. The establishment will irritate you, pull your beard, flick your face to make you fight. Because once they've got you violent, then they know how to handle you. The only thing they don't know how to handle is nonviolence and humor. So, I mean, a lot of that thought process, right, was kind of in their songs. And I
Words
just
to
think
live
that,
by.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so music today, sometimes it's okay, there's this one song that I heard on TikTok um about being a man, and it really resonates with what it's like to be a man. And he didn't just write it for himself, but he also wrote it knowing that it's for other people as well. So there's too much music today that is just nonsense, I'd say. It makes sense to the artist, I guess. Sometimes maybe it don't. Maybe they just write stuff down. It's like you're spitballing, you know, you're at like a school and somebody wants to rap battle you, and so that's what you're writing down as lyrics and putting out, but it has no true meaning or depth to it to everybody that's listening to it or to the majority of people. But they wrote to the people, not just for themselves. Um, Queens wrote a lot of songs to the people. I say Queens, Queen.
Yeah.
Who are these queens you're speaking of?
They wrote songs that people would hear in their soul, and it wasn't garbage. So
Every album was
tempo,
different.
yeah.
Every album was a sign of its times, you know. And the first album was 73. So yeah, they changed a lot throughout their career to catch up with, you know, they started off as a prog rock spandex kind of band, and then by the 80s they'd gone a bit more poppy, a bit more rocky, and then by the end they were a full-on pop band. But they always every album was fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, their range of versatility between, like you say, their albums. I mean, they were just always recreating themselves. And I think that goes a long way, standing the test of time, right?
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Because I think there's some artists that, they're good, you enjoy them, but it's kind of, God bless you, kind of the same sound, if you will, year after year. Whereas I think, Queen certainly kept you engaged and wanting to know what they were going to put out next.
And the singles they released, they're great tracks, but if you listen to the actual albums, there's tons of good songs on each album which never made it to be a single. So they're one of those bands that they really do have a huge discography going all the way back. So
So
also, did you know that Queen are one of the only bands in the world where each member has penned a number one?
Oh, well.
It's quite
Wait, what? Can you
interesting
repeat
trivia.
that again, Kev? I didn't hear that. That Queen was what?
They're one of the only bands where each member has penned a number one.
Oh, wow. No, I did
So
not know that. Hmm.
nice little trivia fact there.
Yeah.
And Queen's Greatest Hits has now overtaken Sgt. Pepper's, so it's like the world's biggest selling album.
Wow.
By quite a long way, apparently.
Well, you look at the Beatles, I mean, the Queen, rather, they even, went into sports, right? I mean, I can remember being at sports game, football or soccer, we are the champions, we will rock you. So,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, if you didn't listen to them normally, you knew them, if you were a sports fan.
Definitely.
Okay, did anybody happen to get a screenshot of Rob's calendar right there?
No.
Just kidding. Anyway, so Tempo was choice, and it says I'm reading Rob's screen too. But it says under Tempo was choice because I haven't pulled up my computer. May it be slow or fast in the same song, even change of melody. These bands knew how to rope the audience in and take them on a roller coaster ride. There you go. So there's a lot of artists out there that, well, today especially, every song is on a 4/4, basically. It's just right on tempo. Melody don't change. You don't even have a bridge anymore. It's just the same thing all the way through. It's just repeated melody. So loop. It's a loop. Well, people like it, but I guess we'll get to that in a minute.
Well, oh, go ahead.
What were you gonna say? Now I'm curious.
Well, no, I mean, just with this topic, there's just some things that, yeah, they revolutionized the use of the recording technology. And then you mentioned looping, and it said putting tape on loop allowed for the layering of music and was used, for instance, to create the solo in Tomorrow Never Knows, consisting of a sped up recording of McCartney laughing to sound like a seagull, an orchestral chord, a mellotron playing a flute, and a string sound, and a sped up sitar playing a scale. Today, looping is commonplace practice in pretty much any recording context and genre, but I guess they were known for like recording voice through a rotating speaker, looping, artificial double tracking slash flanging, and Marty, you would know all of this and what it
hmm
means, along with tape creativity and this acronym ATOC, automatic transient overload control, to add extra bass without creating problems with the stylus of the record players. Like in Abbey Road, apparently, studios did this. Oh, and what about the tea towels and sweaters that Ringo with his drums? They would put, or he would put tea towels across his drums to dampen the ring from the metal edges. This became the key to Abbey Road drum sound, and he also stuffed a sweater inside the kick drum, which is still standard recording practice today.
Yeah. Wow.
So it goes, you know, the kick drum will go boom, boom, boom. It won't go boing, boing, boing. You know, it's like
Is that with the
it's
towel
sometimes
or the sweater in the
with
kick drum?
right. Without it, it's just it makes a wide range sound like I just did that. But the next one is love life, and everything was the topic. So it's self-explanatory. A popular topic that was written about was politics. And you said that politics, including songs for the media, life. So that is the rule of thumb. Write about life, current events, future events, past events. People want to hear that it will be okay, that it's not okay, and there's hope all in the same album. They want to hear that. They want to hear that it's horrible outside, it's good outside, and there's hope out there.
I think, of course, the way the music industry has changed, you don't get albums anymore. You don't get playing an album from start to finish. It's now just singles, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole face of the industry has changed. You don't get people sitting down and listening to a whole album from start to finish.
Well,
So
nobody's buying albums. They're streaming. It's all, it's all the trend now. It's the trend.
Yeah.
It's not the adventure of buying an album and going home and listening to it,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
It's all instant gratification
That's right.
and curated music lists that people, get fed.
Ain't that weird?
You're not searching out music, really. You're just listening to a genre and taking what they're going to feed up to you.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not seeking it out, it's seeking you.
Yeah. It's
and
changed.
is there a message? Is there, subliminally, are they trying to feed you? Like, who makes that decision?
The curators of the channels.
Yeah.
There's people
Glynis,
that's their actual job.
Mm.
I don't think that there is anywhere near that. I don't think there is any subliminal messaging. People aren't that smart. These marketing companies, they're not that keyed in. So I don't think it's necessarily nefarious and you in that sort of way. I think it's mainly due to luck.
Yep.
Yeah.
So people want to hear about politics, celebrities, and trends like TikTok, China, Russia, wars, and then be settled down with the love song because why not? And I wrote the weed was good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just weed. We know that it was more than that.
Yeah.
But it was good. They didn't conform to popular music of their time. How about that one? This is true. When these bands created their music, they did it from their soul or the weeds and drugs, whichever came first. Either way, they sang their own stuff. They composed their own works, and it was mind-bending, and people loved it. They were also the devil. Remember that? Everything that was new and different was the devil. Elvis went through the phase as devilish music.
Mm-hmm.
His dance was like the devil. Well, if the devil's music rocks and sells, then it must not be the devil's. Because what good has the devil done? He lost to the fiddle off. That went down to Georgia and lost. I kind of put a joke in there.
Yeah, good one.
What about when oh my God, the Beatles compared themselves to Jesus?
Yeah.
Right. It says in 1966, John Lennon made a comment during an interview stating that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. but it was later misinterpreted that he said he and the band were bigger than Jesus, regardless of regardless of what was said in this informative mem. This writer was going to prove to you that the Beatles were in fact bigger than Jesus. I'm not prejudiced against Christianity or any religion at all. I am a supporter of all beliefs, but for the purpose of this post, so what he did is he put the height of all the players, I mean, of all the band members, and then what the propose or what they believe the height of Jesus Christ was between 5'1" and 5'8". So you could draw the conclusion that based on the height that John was right, that the Beatles do exceed Jesus in size. So it was just kind of a funny thing. But I mean, can you imagine the controversy back then?
Yeah.
To, I mean, gosh, I mean, I wonder, I don't know. Do you remember what happened to them for that? I
He got
mean,
he got a lot of flack in the UK for it, Church of England and all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they really,
imagine.
yeah,
And I
they
mean, I
really.
don't know how long that lasted. And, you know, if the younger generation didn't care, if it was I mean, you wonder if, you know, people then kind of walked away from them for a while, or, you know, what the impact was. I mean, obviously it was not lasting, but, you know, you just don't realize, yeah, the influence or the impact they can have, right?
Right.
Be it positive or negative.
So I wrote that it was just some good dang music.
Yeah, sometimes people take it too seriously, right? Or literally, and
Well, there's this thing that goes around that, they sold their soul to the devil, you know? No, they just wrote some really good music. And it took off. Now, okay, so why weren't a lot of people successful? You had the Beatles, they were successful. Elvis was successful. Well, these people went around and they were talent scouts and they found them. There was a lot of good people out there. There was a lot of great people out there. So it's kind of like, I don't know, because there's underground artists that they don't get too much recognition. And the probably was like that back in the day, but they just didn't have that much money or they weren't in the right time, right spot. Um, Talking about time though, popular today is not what popular was. Back in the day, to be popular, you had to actually do something. Today, you just get on TikTok. Yet we can take that all away and bring the real popular back. So, what is a celebrity anymore? One that stays out of the light or joins TikTok, or one that says, "Hey, I'm better than TikTok." You see Robbie Williams on TikTok? No. Elton John? No. The real popular music doesn't need TikTok. The great music. But Rick Astley joined TikTok to release his new song. I think it's called Never Gonna. Never Gonna Stop. That's what it is. And it's a good song, but why would he need TikTok? Elton John doesn't need to do that.
no.
Use the real media, movies, TV, and clubs that people come to see you play.
Elton John is on TikTok.
Yeah, but click it. Who's putting this up here?
It's
So he comes
verified.
on, he comes on, he says hello, he does funny things. But is he utilizing TikTok for his advantage to get people to listen to his stuff?
Ooh, a lot of stuff here.
What, for Elton?
Yeah.
Hmm. So is it he that's putting it up there, or can other people
I'm
put it
sure
up
he has a
there?
social media team that does for him.
Yeah.
I don't think Elton John's getting on
Well,
TikTok.
you know what I mean. Gives the approval and all of that. I mean, you know, with the way music is like, I don't want to say free, but like the artist doesn't have full control over all of their stuff.
I see what
You
he's
know,
doing. What he's doing is he's using it for advertising purposes. Like it says goodbye Yellow Brick Road, um, Rocket Hour.
Yeah. AIDS Day.
So you have a link eltonjohn.koml. So advertising purposes, but he's not getting on there trying to like do like dances and stuff to create new TikTok trends or whatever, or following trends or doing things that are trying to make him popular. He's already popular. He knows he's popular. He doesn't need this. He's just using it as a free, what do you call it? Free advertisement.
because I mean, with him, right? I mean, I don't know. Since his last concert, what will he continue to do studio work and just release studio albums as opposed to?
He's retired.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
So
the last concert at Mets, or where was it, Met Stadium? So is that it? I mean, no more
Until a
songs
big
or
tax bill comes through, yeah.
but pull up Rick Astley on TikTok. There's a major difference.
what was his main song that he sang?
Never
Never
gonna
gonna give you
give
up.
you up.
Like, how old is he now?
Must be well into his 50s.
Now, if you look at his stuff, scroll down a little. He likes to get on TikTok and talk to people.
About what?
Anything and everything.
Not near pulling the numbers that Alden is. Well, here's one 2.4 million, 4.6.
Hey, Kev, you're right. He's 57. He'll be 58.
57.
He'll be
Wow.
58 February 6th. Yeah.
And the same goes for Charlie Puth and everybody that's utilizing TikTok to stay popular. I mean, how are you going to stay popular if you're going to, people will stop. And okay, so my kid knows Charlie Puth because of TikTok, because I watched TikTok and Charlie Puth came on TikTok. She don't know Charlie Puth because of Minecraft or Fortnite. TikTok, well, and Twitter or X is not being utilized anymore well, it never really was it? As a music platform. MySpace is way gone. So artists that utilize a platform for their music, like they did when MySpace was around, but that don't get on and post to everybody, hey guys, just updating what's going on with you, stuff like that. They're not trying to stay in the light, they're just advertising.
Can I just, like, somewhat of an aside? Kev, what is the UK's viewpoint of TikTok? And China, and if it's a good thing or if they're using it just to gather information for nefarious
think
reasons.
I think it's an open secret. People don't seem to care. They're happy to use the app and hand over all their data. People don't even think about it, do they?
No, I mean, just seeing, like Elton and Rick, and they just do it. And then I wonder, there's some people, I don't know if it would ever be voted, where they're looking to, the word is an outlaw, but not allow TikTok to be used in the US. I don't know if that would ever come to pass. So what would be the alternative competing platform?
There isn't
if
one,
that
is
were
there?
to happen.
No, there isn't one at the minute.
So someone would just have to create it then.
Instagram.
Instagram? Okay.
That's big with young people, isn't it, these days?
Yep.
They love that.
I'm
And
going through Elton
Facebook is.
John's.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going through Elton John's TikTok right now. He has I don't think he uploads his own videos at all. I think they get taken for him. He then gets them uploaded, but he's not sitting there.
You're on my motor.
He's not sitting there messaging the fans like they'll write a message like. But Rick Astley, he'll do that. He'll message the fans. I see this. This is funny. Huh. Yeah, it's all advertisement. Every single video I see is advertisement. Now he has his first video. I don't know where it came from, but it says I FaceTimed with Zane Lowe and sent him a playlist. So it was him FaceTiming somebody. It wasn't him making a TikTok. It was him FaceTiming somebody. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Just some regular. It's funny. Some regular guy just out there playing piano with a whole bunch of Halloween costume stuff, and you get to see these people in a different kind of light. Let me see. No, it's definitely all advertisement. Maybe it's his wife recording or husband. Don't want to offend nobody. I just saw this thing. Now, isn't Elton John gay?
Yes.
Okay. So then why is somebody saying on TikTok that y'all realize Elton John was homophobic, right? But y'all stay supporting him?
What?
He was in the closet, but he wasn't, actively homophobic or anything like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to come out because he thought it would ruin his career. Back in the 70s, yeah, maybe it would have.
Can't hear
Let's
you,
see here.
Glennis.
Even like Barry Manilow. I mean, because all the women, the older women in particular, loved him. I mean, here in the States, right? I don't know if Barry Manilow had any impact there, but I would agree with you.
Was it Copacabana?
David Furnish. Elton John, 56, met his now husband, David Furnish, 72, at a dinner party held at the singer's house in 1993.
But when he was married to Kiki, was that just, because he wasn't sure if he was bi, or did he do that, just for appearances? I don't know.
There's probably a bit of that there, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Elton John's wife. Yeah.
Let's finish up the Mind Man.
Okay.
You got one left.
Is it the hook, the message?
Yep.
So I mentioned Rick Astley. I think he used TikTok to his advantage. Now, due to the Rick rolling, he was able to use TikTok, redo his song, let the message be known to the masses who use his song for Rick rolling. The hook, Never Gonna. This message is now different and it hits really good. He was able to write such a masterpiece, and how was he able to do it? Because people are already ready to hear all of that and ready to listen to it. So it wasn't about like, hey, there's this new song that Rick Astley wrote. No, it was there's this song that he wrote about a song that he wrote about something else. Like he just intertwined it all together. Really good. It could have been on the back burner for years, just waiting for the right time to be released, because timing is everything unless you're the Beatles and Queen. Just write and put your music out there. Music should have a good hook, a driven message, even instrumentals that are really pretty, really outstanding. You shouldn't just, well, sometimes guitars are just fine. But people want to go for the ride. They want to get in their car, they want to play the song and hit the highway. that feeling that you get. So, okay, hold on. It is 12:10. I can still talk about this.
You know, you talk about instrumental, maybe not in the quite same way if you would call it a, but New Year's Eve, I was kind of flipping through the channels and they had a New Year's Eve Nashville, and Leonard Skinner was, I think, like their featured band, and they were playing Freebird and like that 3 minute plus, solo guitar. Just I don't know. To this day, I love that, and like you can, So is that a hook, or is that, what do you call that? Out of a
The
6 minute
a
song,
bridge to a song,
is that a bridge? I
or
don't know. Do
a
you ever
riff.
listen to Freebird? Is it a
It's a
riff?
riff. It's a riff,
It's a
a
riff.
guitar solo.
Yeah.
So let's see. Now I'm trying to figure out what I was talking to you about last night. Oh yeah, music, how it's changing, genres are changing. So before Loretta Lynn passed away, she said, country music is dead. And she was upset about it. And she said, there's no reason for them to kill off a genre of music. But they do, they did. And I just think it's recycling. I think that where we're at right now is back in the 80s. We're listening to 80s music back, in 2024. And it's just with a little bit more pop in it. Sooner or later, it's going to roll back around. Country music is going to make its way back. Rock and roll, all of it, it will just be a little bit different. It's always going to be a spin-off of the original. Always. But how do you keep spinning it off? At what point do people realize that there's no more ways to create music? There's no more genres to create.
But don't you think
What,
country has been the most like open to allowing, like, or even a lot of artists from the rock world coming to country, kind of like, and kind of melding it? Isn't
yep.
country more fusion now than ever before? And that has kind of regenerated, their whole genre.
Yep.
Bless you if you sneeze. I mean, is that true or not? I don't know.
Country's changed a little bit over the years.
Like my mother, for instance, she views like country, she says she appreciates the lyrics, the message. But she kind of finds it like, if it's like, kind of repetitive or one, which I don't really find that to be the case today. I mean, there's some, old country, if you will. But I don't know. I think there's a good balance in country. I have become over the years um,
Well, well, every
more of a
genre is
fan of
repetitive.
country. What did you say, Marty?
Every genre is repetitive. Like every genre sounds like that genre of music.
Yeah, I mean, so
Um,
I didn't quite get what she was saying, but I don't know. Like I think I like country more than I thought I would, to be honest with you. And I don't know if that's because of certain influences coming into it to make it, just have a little bit of a different feel or what. But I don't know.
but where do we, when do we realize that we have run out of room to create new music, new genres of music? What is there next? What will be in 2030, 2040, 2050, 2100? What kind of sound? And Rob showed me a song from Star Wars because I was like, the next thing is going to be is it's going to be like, and that's going to be good enough. It's just going to be good. I went and YouTube some things, and people were basically around the same lines. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be some weird music, just strange. But I just think it will be recycled. I think that everything will loop back around. Country will make its way back. Everything will make its way around. Today's music will be all these music in 20 years. And I'm just gonna say this. This is my opinion. We're taking EDM music from the United Kingdom. I mean, when I first heard what I like is Sleepyhead by Passion Pit. It's good stuff. And I was watching Skins. You ever watch that, Kevin? Skins?
Yeah,
You still
yeah,
here?
yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that.
They had a lot of trap and EDM music, back in the day when it wasn't popular here in America. But that's exactly the kind of music that's popular in America today. That's just making its way around the
Interesting.
world.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of music over in the UK is popular right now?
Drill rap and mumble rap, and yeah, there's a big hip hop resurgence and drum and bass. That's a big thing over here now. So things
So
have
that's
changed quite a bit.
yeah, that's come over here as well. But see, if you go to India, you're not going to have that. You're still going to have, uh, from what I've researched, you have more of like a pop kind of era going on over there. It hasn't really changed much, but it's good music. It's really good music. But I have yet to have heard a whole bunch of Indian tracks that are country music, or even you don't go to China and listen to country music. But when they're doing karaoke, they're singing the country songs and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? You don't from these other countries, you don't get these genres of music. I think it's not. I think I know. Country music was originated in America. I believe this is my opinion. I hope I'm right. I didn't research this. EDM originated over in your neck of the woods.
Check out this.
Made it
Germany, I think.
Check out this chart.
Germany. Let me look.
I'm kind of right there with that in terms of my, when was that taken?
June 2023.
Country music has a 42%, but country music isn't the same as it was. It's completely changed. Not even really country anymore. Folk music, that's really cool. Jazz and blues is still going around. Dance, electronic music,
Yeah,
classical
I was
music.
never a fan of that. Interesting.
I mean, look at that pub step. I don't
What
even
is
know what
that?
that is.
Oh,
Core.
okay.
What is pub step, Kevin? Kevin, you there?
Is he working today? Are you
EDM.
working, Kev?
It's a genre. Oh, that's dubstep.
Yeah, I'm here.
What is pub step?
Never heard of it.
PUB. Really?
I think he meant to say dubstep and put in pub instead.
Okay,
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
dubstep. Oh, I love dubstep. You see, dubstep was never really a thing here in America. I don't think it even is today. We got a little bit of EDM, but dubstep takes it to the next level, dude.
I think that was quite a UK thing, wasn't it? Dubstep.
Yeah. But you see, Robbie Williams, he was upset because America didn't really accept him. He even came and lived in Las Vegas, but he never became popular in America. He has never become popular in America. but he's like the king of rock and pop music mixture over there. And Elvis Presley, he hit around the whole entire world. So how did Elvis do it? But people like Robbie Williams can't do it. How did Elton John do it? Well, Disney, but Lion King.
Did
I
you
don't
read
know.
this? Did you read this core thing?
Horrorcore is an internet aesthetic and artistic movement aiming to capture post-2020 sensibilities. A product of youth culture in the 2020s, with the core aesthetic can largely be found on TikTok, where it juxt how do you say that?
Juxtaposes.
Juxtaposes various video clips with emotional music plays. Hmm.
Interesting,
Let's create our own genre of music.
right?
I guess it's around branding all this stuff. Yeah.
So what would be your new style of music, Marty?
My new style of music. I don't know, dude. I write some really depressing songs. Like that's just, and I always write them in the slow. I think that's what people. I think that's what people should be listening to is my music. Period. Just kidding.
What the heck is hyper rock?
Rock that's
Is it
hyper.
as it implies? I don't know. Are you gonna look that one up?
This is Queen is the most popular, not specifically a genre, but it will do. What if what if we can say Queen as a genre of music? Look at that. Why is rock losing popularity?
Never. Welcome to Hyper Rock, a brand new genre. We intend to be a thriving community that shows off this newly coined genre as it will change. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up now.
1 year ago. I want to know how to hyper rock in 21 seconds.
Do you? I'll send you the link. I can't view it on here.
Hyper pop. So this is something like hyper pop, emerging scene known as hyper pop, which takes the core elements of pop music since the late 50s, an eclectic blend of the major popular music genres of the time with heavy studio electronic processing
I
and
posted the link in Zoom
exaggerates
chat.
them
Okay.
Cool.
to the extreme. That are so heavily distorted and manipulated as to sound uncanny, if not outright unnatural. Which I guess goes to your thing with that futuristic music kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? You think with Star Wars, I know you mentioned that. Are you like as three men bothered that a woman is going to be directing the movie, the new Star Wars movie?
I don't
Star
care
Wars
that
is
a
dead.
woman. I just don't like that it's on Disney. I don't like Disney took over. I have opinions on that. I stopped watching Star Wars. I'm not a big fan of it anymore. I've watched every single episode of Star Wars until, well, I actually watched the one with the girl, forget her name.
Ahsoka?
Ray.
It was Ray. It was with Ray.
Oh, all right.
And then I watched one after that, and then I just quit. I'm like,
No, no.
these are getting, yeah, they're getting weird. You
Was
can
they
very much so tell that it's different. I mean, this new Star Wars is all over the place.
I suspect it's sabotage so that they can create disastrous products and then write them off.
oh my goodness, really?
I don't know. I'm just the fact that they're. If you look at Disney's stock price, it's almost like they're doing it deliberately to try and shed some of the fat. But they will have to start selling some of their companies off before long, like LucasArts and so on.
I think I read or listened or someone, I think, well, they lost like 400 million, which I don't know if
Yeah,
that,
half of
yeah, nearly a half a billion. Yep.
in 1 year
Well,
or 2 years. Yeah.
and that's all because of their, I guess, I don't know if they're trying to change or not, but planting their feet in this whole woke culture, right? I think that's what most affected them, right? Like hopping on the whole woke culture bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It was just too much in your face, I guess. And,
I canceled my
Disney is about family and all of that, and it
I
shouldn't
canceled my
be
Disney Plus.
for that reason, or we just didn't watch that much on it.
We watched enough on it, but
Yeah.
they upped the price by $3 a month.
Well, I'm wondering if a lot of the, again, increases in prices to a lot of these, streaming services, all because of the actors and writers strike that, you know, assuming that the writers and actors are going to be compensated in a more meaningful way, the money has to come from somewhere. That being the subscriber, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
Right.
know.
They
But
used to
like you
have a
say,
big. There used to be a
oh,
big deal with in India. They were hosting the cricket, and so Disney Plus was £1 or $1 a month. So they were doing quite well. But as soon as the cricket deal was scrapped, basically they started to collapse.
hmm,
That was last year, I think.
here's a 5-year chart. It peaked at 197.
in 2021. And is that when everything really started to hit in terms
Oh
of the
yeah.
whole woke thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Wow,
it's
look at
90.
that dip right there. What was that one? Yeah. Yeah, little ups and downs, but I don't know. Not very smart.
Wait, what's their stock price right now?
90,
And
And
what
at
was
one
it?
point it was 200.
197,
It's almost a 50% loss.
over a 50% loss.
Oh yeah, 100. Mm-hmm.
And you'll see a lot more
Not
this year.
100. Yeah.
Once we get to tax year, that's when things will really start collapsing.
Well, it looks like they're missing their earnings, so that's where they're really dumping.
Uh-huh.
Disney Plus subscribers slow down. Yeah, everybody's getting off of it.
Dumping them?
Yeah,
Mm.
because they raised the price $3.
Well, is it that or is it also their movie content?
No, there's plenty of content.
Well,
Did you
I mean, in
guys
terms of their stuff, in terms of, pushing, you know, again, their woke culture, not only maybe in their movies, but at their theme parks too. So that has a direct cause and effect as well, I would imagine, if you have their streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna say, did you guys cancel your Hulu?
No.
Because they have Disney and Hulu for $9.99.
With ads.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody likes ads. But there's that.
You're on mute.
What are we watching Fargo on?
Hulu.
Okay. Well, at least the advertisements are like, I think as much as like maybe a minute and a half, or I think I've even seen this like some number like a minute and 39 seconds, but at least within that time, you're getting the shorter versions of, yeah. I mean, that's what you have to do to keep the pricing down. I guess that's what you have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Because did you say you can pay a higher monthly cost where it would be advertisement free? I don't know if it's Hulu or if it's some other platform for streaming service.
You like this one, Marty?
138.
Yep. And I got it right here.
Oh, is this one of yours?
Yeah.
What
Nice.
what do they sell?
Video cards and processors.
Hmm.
Excellent work.
Yep. One of the lucky ones. That's normally
Yeah.
not the case.
Do you have like a buy and sell kind of mindset?
No, buy and hold.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You'll be looking for a new sports car before long.
I had let me just talk about that for a second. It went down in price. Interesting. That is interesting. Hold on. Okay. April of 2019 was at 1,288. Let me see. Gush stock.
Oh yeah.
It's actually at a good price right now, if you guys want to know. I'm not giving financial or not financial stock, but they split it, it looks like. Yeah. Because right now it's at 32.50. I can't find it where. Huh. But in 2019 it was at like almost $2,000. Just like kind of tumbled down. But there was one, I don't think this is the right one. One that I bought in for $20, and now it's at like 200. Let me see. 5 years. No, that's not it either. Oh, wouldn't that have been cool? Huh. It's fun looking at this stuff.
I have this thing in my feed called Back to the 80s. In 1980, every soft drink bottle on the shelf was still in glass,
Wow.
like 2 liter glass bottles.
That's amazing.
Wasn't that long ago? Well, I guess
No.
it's like 30 years.
43 years? No, more than that.
34 years.
No, you said 1980, didn't you?
I thought you
No.
said 80.
It is 80, 1980.
43 years.
So that's 43 years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I still remember that as well, glass bottles.
Right.
So what then started the conversion to plastic? Just
Cheaper to produce,
cheaper? Yeah.
less breakage.
Yeah.
Not knowing the impact. I mean, because glass, I guess, is, well, I guess now they're even putting recycled plastics into clothes, right?
Hmm.
I'm just trying to think here.
All right, everyone. We are out of time.
Nice to talk to you all.
Yeah, Kev, good to talk to you. Hope you feel better.
Yeah,
Did
thanks.
you just pour yourself a cup of tea?
I have.
Who was-
How did you know?
Yeah, because I could hear it. I could hear like you're getting maybe a cup, maybe a saucer, certainly a cup, and then I could hear the water pouring. So I just had this vision of, yeah, someone pouring themselves a cup of tea.
Yeah, amazing.
We got a camera on
Oh.
you. Let's face it.
Yeah. Trying to steal my perfect tea recipe.
Aw, what type of tea are you drinking?
Earl Grey.
Oh, Earl, yep. I had that, I think, the night before last. It's good
Can't
coffee.
beat it.
Is that your primary go-to, Earl Grey?
Yeah. It's a
I
good
like
one.
English breakfast.
Have you ever had Duchess Grey?
Say that again.
Have you ever had Duchess Grey?
You're
No?
making a joke, Rob.
No, that's
Oh.
a thing.
Oh,
Is it really?
really? That was a
I'll have
joke.
to look that up.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, my mother always says a good cup of tea cures what ails you.
She's quite right.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know you weren't feeling well, signing on the meeting late. So yes, I hope you feel better. And Marty, are you feeling much better from the last time?
I'm feeling a little better.
See, guys?
But you're not quite there yet, huh? Oh yeah, Duchess Gray. What's its flavor note? Lady Gray. I've had Lady Gray before.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I've not heard of Duchess. If you open it up, what does it say it tastes like? What are
Thanks for that, Rob. I'm going to look into that.
Earl Grey tea kicked up a notch with the addition of lemon peel.
lemon peel is what.
So it's like an Earl Grey with lemon peel.
And then if you go back to your following screen, where it listed the teas. Oh. Go down to what is the difference between Earl Grey and Lady Grey tea? Yeah, what is the difference? Black tea flavored with citrus, but the black tea tends to be lighter in flavor and reddish in color.
Okay, there it is.
In addition to bergamot. Yeah, lemon pieces. So I wonder, yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, bergamot is an orange. It's just the peel that they get it from.
The oil, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll have, the other one will have pieces
Yep.
of lemon.
Ah.
So they, right, the one just takes the essential oils, whereas the other in the leaves themselves, they've got, like they show in the picture, the actual peel. I wonder if it would make it more bitter.
Oh no.
Mm. Oh.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, the history of tea. That can go on for a long time.
All right, everyone. Take
All
care.
right. Feel
Ciao.
Take
better,
care, everyone.
Marty.
Have a
and
nice
Ted.
weekend.
You too.
You too.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.